Now, the MK party is going to, they seem like they are going to court and taking the Afroforum to court because they say that Afroforum is committed or they have done a treason. That means they've committed crime called treason. Right now, the question would be, what is actually treason? Because obviously, when people speak and say treason, 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 you don't know what actually treason is. You know, maybe it's not explained, because you know that when things are happening in the news, you know, people, they just talk based on the words that are used. You know, treason this, treason that, but you don't know what it actually means, you know. Now, I'm going to read here, and I'm going to read what treason is. And maybe, you know, I'm not an expert in this, but we can look at how the Afroforum has acted, and then we see if it actually, they will be able to win this thing in court. Because we all know that actually in the MK party, they've got Mr. Hlope, who was a judge. So I think perhaps he has some understanding, and maybe according to what they have seen and according to what they have checked, you know, maybe it warrants them to take them to court. I don't know, okay, because Mr. Hlope, I will respect him because obviously he was a judge, he knows better and everything, okay. That is why he was the one who was speaking. And besides that, on top of that, we've got Mr. Mpofu. I don't think they can just go and take Afroforum to court just for fun. I don't think so. Maybe they've got something, I don't know. Now, let us read here. It says, treason, the crime of betraying one's country, right? Especially by attempting to kill or overthrow the sovereign or government, okay? The betraying one's country. The question will be, did the Afroforum betray the country? Now, obviously, you might want to go and check what is betrayal. Betrayal, as an example, according to Mr. Malema, it is what Mr. Shivambo has done. Okay, that means you have been with people, and then you have been living with people, and you ended up calling them your brothers, you know, and everything, and then you work together, you started everything together, and blah blah blah, and then you end up joining the other party. That means the other opposition, right? And then that is called betrayal. Okay. Now, I really don't know if betrayal will, the way an example I'm giving with the EFF, okay? I don't know if it actually explains it, because remember, Mr. Shivambo did announce in their press conference, whatever. I don't think that actually will warrant a betrayal, because they did announce it. It's not like you just leave and then they see you in the other party wearing their t-shirts and everything. According to what I'm reading here, I don't think, you know, I can make an example of that EFF betrayal as according to Mr. Malema, okay? So, betrayal is when you do something without the other person knowing, and then they see you doing it. They see you joining that party. They see you doing the other side without informing them or telling them that you are leaving. I believe that is betrayal, okay? You may explain it more better. It's okay, okay? So here it says the crime of betraying one's country. The question again is, the Afroforum, did they betray South Africa? Let's look at what they did. Two things that I have noticed in their interview, okay? I'm not talking about the press conference. When that guy was interviewed, they said that they went to America. I don't know when. They went there, obviously, to talk to them, to whatever. And I think after the expropriation act, they wrote also to America, to Trump, or everything like that. Okay. Now the question again will be, is that betrayal, okay, to South Africa? That's a big question. Okay. And then it says, especially by attempting to kill or overthrow the sovereign or government. So I don't know if what they did, obviously we will take out the killing, we will take out, I don't know whether we can take out the sovereignty of a government or whatever. But I think when it comes to overthrowing the sovereign or government, The question will be, did Afroforum did what they did to overthrow the sovereign or government? Well, when you listen to their interview, that guy, when he was speaking, what he said was, we want America or Mr. Trump to punish the politicians. I don't know, because he didn't say the government, he said politicians. But unfortunately, when you punish politicians, you have to punish those who are in the government. You can decide yourself in your mind, what do you think, okay? And do you think this will make their case strong? Anyway, because obviously the lawyers, when they do their thing, they go also to dictionaries and check, and all of it. Now, I want us to look, guys, on what is an example of treason, right? Now, this typically includes acts such as participating in a war against one's native country, attempting to overthrow its government, spying on its military, okay, its diplomats or its secret services for a hostile and foreign power, or attempting to kill its head of state. Now you can see that it's a tricky thing now, There is betrayal at the top as a definition, Now it's a bit tricky because here, when it says the example of treason, now it gives you on what exactly, if you are looking for treason, the actions will be this, okay? They will be spying over its military or diplomats. They will be attempting to overthrow the government. They will be attempting to kill the head of state, So I don't know. You can decide whether what Afroforum they've done, actually, it warrants them to lose the case. I don't know if they will lose the case, because the way I am reading here, I don't know. Maybe people like Mr. Trope, they know better. I don't know. What qualifies an act of treason? That is the third thing, which is the last one. It says treason against the United States. Okay, I think they are using an example of United States. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them. Okay, so in other words, if you are doing treason against America, this is what you will be doing, or this is what they will look at, or this is what it will consist. Levying war against them, when you start war against them, okay? For example, if you are a person, or maybe you are a certain group of people in America, and then maybe you decide to wage war against them, or in adhering to the enemies, giving them aid and comfort, right? Okay, this is tricky, guys. Or in adhering to the enemies, giving them aid and comfort. That means treason is when you adhere, or you listen, or you entertain, or you do according, okay, I'm putting my own things now, okay, according to the enemies of that country. All right. For example, if you are a person, for example, you stay in South Africa, all right, and you listen to another country that is an enemy to South Africa, and then you do something for them in South Africa so that they can destroy South Africa, or they can overthrow the government, or they can kill the head of state. Okay. So if there is any person who does that, that is called treason. They will deal with you, working with the enemies. Okay, because that's what happened actually to Mr. Mdlozi. They were accusing him of working with the MK and blah blah, because we all remember that Malema declared the MK party as their enemy number one. So he was working with their enemies, blah 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 blah, and all of it. So according to them, that means he committed. You get my point, right? Now, and also it says giving them aid and comfort. Now it says no person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act, or on confession in open court. That's what it is. I don't know if what the MK party are pursuing against the Afroforum, it's actually going to stick and it's actually going to work, or maybe they will win the case or they will lose the case. I really don't know. The way I am reading this treason thing here, I really don't know if they will have enough case or evidence or anything like that. Because the only thing that they have done, the Afroforum, is just to cry because of the Expropriation Act. They might come up and say, well, we've got a right, if we don't feel good, if we see that South Africa is trying to violate other people's rights, okay, we have a right of asking help from outside. You get my point? They might actually say that. I don't know. So what do you think about that? Like, remember, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not like trying to give you my professional what. I'm not a professional lawyer, but I'm looking according to the definitions and explanation from online. Okay, whether what the Afroforum have done is actually amount to treason, and if the MK party, if they go to court, are they going to be able to win the case, or they are just being publicist, or they just want to be in public and stuff. Anyway, I don't know, guys, what do you think about that? You know the drill. You can go in the down comments. You can comment and tell me if you think they will win, if you think they will not win, or maybe it's just a publicity thing or whatever. Or perhaps maybe Afroforum is not even scared or nervous about it because they know there's nothing. Anyway, I don't know, guys, what do you think? Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. And I love you guys. You take care of yourself.